Hi, from Ilaria, founder of FEET-NESS. Today, what we're going to do is a very intense and quick workout focused on the glutes, on your buns. So when you have very little time, but you know that either for a partial reason or because you're about to go to the beach or for any other reason you want to focus on a buns lift, then this is what you have to do, okay? Quick, intense, and to the point. Now, we're gonna go lying down first, and we're gonna make sure that we have a good base of the exercise. So we want to make sure that we know what we're doing as we're doing the movement of the reinforcement. So first of all, I want you to think about the pelvis position. So I don't want you to arch now. I want you to make sure that you flatten the back and you have this type of awareness, right? So you go to flat back and then release. Flat back and then release. Flat back and then release. Why this is important? This is important because the very first action of the bridges, of the pelvic lift that we're going to do is this. I don't want you to lift up arching. And yes, you do work the glutes a little bit, but you risk to hurt your lower back and you're not doing a correct and efficient movement. The articulation of the spine is actually really, really important. So every time you start a lift, I want you to focus on the fact that first you flatten the back, your tailbone is reaching, your tailbone is taking off, and then your sacrum, and one vertebra at a time, everything follows. And you go as high as possible without ever releasing the pelvis. I don't want you to do this. Okay, so let's try it again. Back flat, tailbone takes off, sacrum, one vertebra at a time. You go, 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 go. And then from here, from the sternum, you unroll and you lengthen everything down. Think about the breathing as well. You roll up. Once you're up here, try to exhale. And that helps releasing the thoracic cage and lengthening the spine as you get down. Now, the other important thing that I want you to think about are the feet. The feet are not just there in weird position. I want you to keep the feet long, parallel. If you can, lift the big toe or all the toes up. That gives you a stability at the foot-ankle complex that is also very important for the work we are doing. Okay, it's connecting everything. Okay, so since we have them down on the floor, let's take advantage of that. So from this position, either big toe up or everything up, and we're going to start. We're going to bring the arms out of the way so the back is a little engaged, and I'm going to go with the tailbone. I roll up, and then I roll all the way down. 20 reps. Eight, 9, 10. 10 more. If you need to go a little slower, that's totally fine. The quality of the movement is way more important than the speed, okay? Most in the beginning, if you need to slow down a little bit, that's absolutely okay. Let's hold it at the top. And then from the sternum, you lengthen and you release all the way down. Now, let's keep the feet apart, but this time we're going to bring the knees together. If you do feel the hamstrings, that's totally fine. And this time also, let's not roll down all the way, okay? We're going to roll down close to the floor, but we don't rest the whole way. And you go 2, 3, 4, 5, articulation. Good. Halfway, 10 more. 2, and stay. Hold it. Once you're up here and we hold it, try to lengthen the hip flexors as much as possible. All the way down. Now, Feet together, knees together. We're basically slicing the glutes in different parts and having them all work individually. Out here again, curl from the pelvis. Remember how to go up. You lift and down. 2, 3. 10 to go. Hold and lengthen. And now we're going to keep the feet there. Big toe or all the toes are always up. Open the knees out a little bit. Make sure that the medial part of the foot of the foot is still pressing down onto the floor. And from here, you're going to curl, take off, lift, and lengthen. 2, 3. And hold. Always breathe when you do this exercise. There is not a specific breathing. We're not working on the abs. We're not doing the 100. But it's always good to keep the breathing going and never hold it for periods of time. That creates compensations and a little bit of headache as well. Now let's release for a second and let's bring the knees into your chest. We're not done. We have a couple more things to do. Are you feeling it? Now, here, we're going to go to feet apart, hip width apart or slightly wider. Toes up again, big toe or everything. Now what we do is we're going to curl up one time. We stay up there. And now we close and open for 20. We're going to go close, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Good. Open, roll down. Now feet together. Curl up, and you go out. 2. 10 more. Keep the hips open. Keep the glutes and the hamstrings engaged. You cannot actually do otherwise you fall down. And good. Release. Now, we'll get into the glutes anatomy another time, but we have another part of the glutes that actually is activated when the leg is straight, not when the leg is bent. So now that's what we do. This is going to be the working leg, the straight leg, okay? If you have a yoga block and you want to put the foot on top to create more lift, that's totally fine. So what I do is I push my heel down on the floor. This leg is only helping me to go up. And now this is the working one and holds me up, okay? You see that I can even lift this one. I'm not lifting it because otherwise I get to arch a little bit too much. I'm keeping here the right leg on the floor, very light, but this one is the one it is working. I hold it for 20, 30 seconds. And then I release down. Same thing on the other side. So the left one now is helping me. I put the heel down, I engage, and then I maintain. So this is light. This can come up. Hold it. And release. Very nice. Now we're going to stretch. We're going to cross over. Bring the bottom knee up towards the chest. You can hook the fingers and make sure you maintain the back straight. So if you need to hold behind the thighs, feel free, but make sure the table does not come up. I want the sacrum pressing down on the mat And then you pull this leg to you, to the shoulder as much as possible. Keep it there. Lengthen the neck, lengthen the spine. You breathe, you release. I'm sure you feel this stretch after all the work we've been doing. And then, before we change, let's cross the legs tight now. And we're going to bring both knees, but mostly the front one, to the sternum. Keep the sacrum down, keep the tailbone down, and pull the legs to you. Always axial extension with the spine. The feet, you can keep them flexed or relaxed, not important. And then release. Time to change. You cross the other one. Make sure your box is squared. You pick up the leg behind the thigh or in front of the shin, and you pull it into your chin in. So now you're going to bring in this case, the left knee towards the left shoulder, as much as you can without lifting up the tailbone. Okay, we want to keep the sacrum, the point of insertion of the muscle, of origin of the muscle, on the floor. And now tie them in and pull. Sacrum down, chin in, axial extension, pull, pull, pull. Hold, breathe. I'm sure you'll feel the glutes tomorrow. If not, let me know. We're going to bring the reps up for the next workout. And release. Good. So every time you have 8-10 minutes, you can sneak this little quick glute focus workout in.